Welcome, everybody, with us today for Coffee with the Founder pre-Thanksgiving edition here, coming live from, well, San Diego. And where are you, Alex, right now, you said?
New York today.
New York today is Aleksandr Gampel. He is the co-founder, also COO of Cuby Technologies, building something of mobile microfactories, MMF, that manufacture and assemble homes for the masses. And it seems like it's going quite well so far. So, Alex, thank you for being here and chatting
Yeah,
with us
thanks
on
for
this.
having me. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Both workaholics on a holiday weekend.
Hey, exactly. Well, we were just talking about that every founder's favorite time typically is the holiday time because you're like, oh, I could jam on work. No one's bugging me. No one's talking to me. So it usually a time for like good deep work. Sounds like the same for you.
100%. I was joking. Wrong priorities, obviously,
I
but
know,
yes,
but this is what we do. This is this is
exactly.
this is what we do. Okay. So, Alex, how did we come up with the idea for QB?
Yeah, so just to reiterate, we basically make a factory in a box that then makes
Yep.
parts that then make homes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really here to address some of the housing crisis that a lot of folks talk about. Just not enough homes in the market. Homes are expensive, so there's got to
Mm-hmm.
be a cheaper way to build homes. That's what we're solving against.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there's two reasons why folks are not building enough homes. One is a regulatory problem, which I think a
Yes.
lot of your portfolio focuses on, is really around the regulatory risk, et
Yeah.
cetera.
Mm.
We're not focused on that problem. We're focused on the second reason why we're not building enough homes, which is
Okay.
not enough construction workers out there. So the
Hmm.
question we're answering is, how do you build more homes with fewer hands?
Yeah.
So we figured we can put a factory in a box, ship that factory anywhere in the world, and start producing parts to a house, and then start putting together those houses using unskilled labor, which in turn drives down costs.
Mm-hmm. So this is a little different from the home that gets sent on the truck and then it gets assembled. This is you
No,
put the
yeah, we
factory and
don't.
then we make the home on the factory level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We don't actually believe in current state industrialized construction.
Yeah.
Industrialized construction being everything in today's world, including your headphones and the books
Mm-hmm.
behind you and your
Mm-hmm.
computer. Everything is made on a production line, so
Yeah.
in industrialized fashion. So the question is, why aren't homes made that way? Well, folks have tried. They're doing that. It's not
Mm-hmm.
working well. And that goes back to what you're saying, which is folks have tried to put up gigafactories where they
Yeah.
produce an entire room off site, send that room to site, and then stack it on top. We
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in that approach. We think it's impractical. So instead, we said, what if we look more like Lowe's or Home Depot, where there's 3,000 locations amongst those and they service a
Mm-hmm.
much more local radius. So instead, we said, what if we put up factories super cheap and proximate to where the actual assembly is going to happen? So we invented a new factory type. We're looking to copy and paste hundreds of these factories. They then use unskilled labor to make and then
Mm-hmm.
assemble
Right there.
parts into single family homes right there. Yep, exactly.
Now you talked about, you said yes, pioneering mobile micro factories, and it says here deployable tech-enabled production systems that streamline every stage of home construction. Is this similar to the rockets that Elon Musk is working on, where it's like, oh, we could use it again? Like once you're done with, let's say, an area, can you move
Yeah,
the site?
in theory, we could pick up and move
Okay.
our factory. So we,
Yeah.
we don't have a visual here, but for your
Okay.
audience, imagine 130 shipping containers go
Hmm.
anywhere in the world. They
Yeah.
get set up on a parking lot or a slab. Those, in theory, could be packed back up and sent
Yeah.
somewhere else. But
Put elsewhere.
we're generally picking markets where we could sit there for 7 to 10 years and keep
Oh,
producing
okay.
homes. Because it's a micro factory, we don't need that same level of output to make our economics work. At 200 homes a year, we're very profitable at each factory level.
Ah, well then yeah. And 200 doesn't even seem that like that much,
To
if you
give you
ask me.
perspective,
Yeah.
like
So
take
what's the
Las
perspective?
Vegas,
Yeah.
draw a radius of 200 miles, there's 10,000 homes built every year, within that
Every
radius.
year.
Yeah.
Dang.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, okay. So if you're doing 200, you're just saying homes out of
We're
one
drop
mic.
in the bucket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly. It is a drop in the bucket. Hence, you got to have thousands of these eventually, I would think.
Hundreds, we hope. Thousands
Hundreds.
would be a
Okay.
lot. Yeah.
Okay. Hundreds. We'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll get there. Go back to the labor thing for just a second. Is this a boom
Mhm.
time for you just with the labor because of tariffs, immigration, and so forth? Is this helpful for you? Just
No,
curious.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
generally in a lot of industries, probably amongst a lot of your portfolio companies, labor is a big issue, just skilled
Hmm.
labor in general. Construction is maybe the heaviest hit, where there's a massive retiring force of skilled labor.
Yes.
About
Yes.
40% of our construction labor is retiring in the next 10 years. It's a
Yeah.
really big issue when you have
Mm-hmm.
millions of homes you need to build, and now
Yeah.
you don't have enough people to actually swing those hammers.
Yeah.
So it's for us, it's a good tailwind. If you solve that tailwind, you reduce cost because it's the most expensive piece of home building.
You are currently an expert for primary ventures, correct?
I've done some stuff with primary, correct?
Okay, great. We love
Yeah.
primary. They send us a bunch of stuff. You were at WeWork. You were a real estate analyst at one point too. So how did this concept come to be? You were also chief of staff at one point too. Look at you.
I've had a lot of lives,
You've
but
had some lives. Yes.
most of my career was anchored in real estate development and private equity.
Yeah.
So at one point or another, I started a development business with two of my mentors, and firsthand was seeing that there's not enough skilled labor out there. So I tried to find interesting venture-backed companies that were solving around this industrialized construction space,
Mm-hmm.
none of which I thought were practical to deploy,
Mm-hmm.
myself being the customer. Serendipitously, I met my co-founder, and he pitched me this idea that the way industrialized construction needs to happen is a factory in a box. Quit my
Mm-hmm.
job and left a lot on the table, and we started this 4.5 years ago, and now we're about 240 people plus,
Listen,
3 continents and scaling.
dang, good story so far. You said serendipitously. So how'd you meet?
A
I
family
don't know.
friend introduced us.
Family
Literally, it was like,
friend.
yeah, he's like, hey, you should meet this guy. He's working on something that you're looking for.
Oh, don't you love that? Okay, and then describe that moment. So you guys meet. What'd you do?
He just pitched me this idea
Okay.
of a factory in a box, and we basically saw complementary skill sets and decided to partner and build this.
Hmm.
We
Was it?
initially tried not to
Yeah.
raise venture, but venture is a great form of funding R&D.
Yes. Yes. Walk us through a little bit of that pitch process then. I know we were just talking before we hit recording on venture and how that can be annoying sometimes. Uh, but what was the process like and how quickly did it come together for this initial tranche that you've raised, 20 something million?
So I would say we tried hard not to raise venture and self-fund as
Yeah.
much of the business as
Yeah.
we can, and
Yeah.
we did successfully get through about 40 to 50,000 engineering hours on our own dime. So we
Great.
had at least something to show
Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
went out to venture. I would say a lot of our North Star of the business has not changed, but a lot of these smaller incremental steps have changed throughout the
Mm-hmm.
years.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't really made like a big pivot or anything like that. Like we know where we're headed.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the same
our
thing.
first our
Yeah.
first institutional investor reached out to us actually after reading my partner's book, and he happens to be a very special individual. Our first institutional investor, his name was Tom Chi, or his
Yeah.
name is Tom Chi from
Yeah.
At One Ventures. I
Oh
think
yeah, we know at
you
one.
know,
Yes. Yes.
Anna, I think.
Shout out to Anna. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he reached out to us after reading my partner's book, and we resonated early on a lot with incredibly technical investors, just given what we were
Yeah.
building was
Yeah.
very engineering heavy, very technical. And he decided to give us some capital in hopes that we would hit certain milestones and he could lead the next effort of funding. And that's exactly
Mhm.
what happened. It's been a good partner since. Then we brought in another large institutional partner by the name of Abdel Haj and Tariq Wadi, from At One Ventures. Also, sorry, Type One Ventures. They also have
Oh,
a
type 1.
one in there.
Yeah.
Type One and At One. Yeah.
It's all the
Um,
same. Yeah.
yeah, and they've been both sit on our board. Both have been very supportive.
Mm.
And we've tried really hard not to raise until we feel like we can go and
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
raise non-dilutive capital as well.
Mm-hmm. An important aspect. Yes. Got you. How fun to get an inbound from a book.
Yeah, no, it's
That's freaking awesome.
clearly Oleg's efforts there paid off. The book is called The Human Vector. It's very much an operating
Okay.
philosophy for how we run this business.
Okay. Ooh, I got the human vector. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's look it up real quick. We'll put that in the show notes too. Okay, that's great. Okay. How long, by the way, did it take you and your business partner, Oleg, just to say, like, all right, we're going to do this?
No, we kind of like did it right off the bat. There was no like we both like were full time on this right away. Um,
Wow. Okay, so it was a quick, like, yes, that's my person. Let's do it.
um, yeah, I think we were very. I think we aligned a lot just on the character moral side.
Yeah.
So there's very complimentary. But I think we were kind of full go speed right away.
Refreshing to hear. Okay. So, one of my favorite questions to ask here: what recently became clear?
Ooh, it's a good one.
Mhm.
I think what's becoming more and more clear is that no one knows anything. The more someone kind of
Isn't
tells you they
that
know something.
remarkable, Alex? Yes.
Yeah, there's no like right path. There's no like correct road. There's no one knows anything. Nothing is certain. The more you realize that, the more I feel like the less naive you get.
Yes. Also, don't you think it has a remarkable freedom to that? Because if no
y-
one knows anything, man, we could just do this own path. We could go on this own way. And it's like, I'm gonna figure it out a bit. There's no bad.
there's no paved road, especially if you're doing something new. There's no
Yeah.
paved road.
Hmm.
So I think that's what's become clear, and it's been great.
Mm. And was there a moment that kind of hit you in this last year, let's say? Or were you just like, oh God?
I think one of my mentors mentioned that, and then I started noticing it a lot more. Um, and there's like certain external pressures that always kind of force you to maybe take one direction or another. But then the
Yeah.
more you realize that like those might not necessarily be the answers,
Yeah.
why even take those roads in the first place?
Yeah. Mm. I wonder if that's also an age thing, because I think as you get
Maybe.
a little bit older, and this is one realization I've had in the last couple of years, is like, oh, my friends are the ones running the whole thing. They are running the
Right, the
company,
simulation.
the department, the simulation, the naval vessel, like all these things. You're like, oh, so there's no other person above, in a sense. It's like, no, that
Right.
my peer is the person who does the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
who also knows
I
nothing. Yeah.
it, it's like I mean, someone can know something, but it will be
Yes.
like an inch deep versus a mile wide. Like you can
Mhm.
be a very core domain expert, but that doesn't mean that's enough to directionally, align you on a path.
Yes, yes, geez. Yes. Ah, okay, that was a good answer. I appreciate the refreshing component of that. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm, I want to think back on maybe like how you frame that then for yourself. Does that percolate in with you of just maybe in a humility type of way of going like, well, what do I know? I don't know. How do you interpret that realization for yourself?
Sure. I mean, I think one of our core principles within the business is that, you should fail a lot more and a lot more
Yeah,
fast than you
yeah,
think you should. All a startup is just getting it right 51% of the time and 49% of the time wrong, but
yeah,
fast.
yeah.
So part of that is maybe humility in the sense that like you might think you have an answer, but that answer can change very quickly, and you should be
Hmm.
okay with changing that
Hmm.
answer.
Hmm.
It's almost like move fast, fail faster, keep moving forward type of
Hmm.
thing.
49 versus the 51. Hmm.
Yeah.
What about what you've changed your mind on this year, if anything? Well, maybe not this year, but just in your time at QB so far.
Yes, this one has to do with you actually and kind of what you're building, but um,
Tell me.
we're our team are very competent engineers. We're very good at what we do, and we do it fast, and we do it in very tight
Yeah,
timelines and budgets.
yeah,
And we thought that's enough to get capital excited,
yeah.
meaning how much you've de-risked the technology readiness
Mm,
level, ability to get the commercialization, et cetera. But ironically, good brand, good storytelling is something that maybe like we think we've underinvested in that we're now trying to quickly maybe change our minds on. So
yeah.
my opinion there has changed a lot.
How refreshing to hear, Alex. Yes.
I swear that's like the actual answer. That's not
I
just because
no,
like
I don't think
you and I
I
are
know.
doing this and
I
you and
know.
I are on a call. Like that's an
Yeah,
actual
no,
answer.
yeah. No, I would say
But I will
too.
say there has to be substance behind it because we
Of
see a lot of
course.
founders spend, $100,000 on a seed raise, making a cool brand and a deck. But if there's no substance behind a technology that works, it won't.
No,
It's a
it's not
short
gonna
term
fizzle.
fix. It's a
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a land grab, but then there's no land, it's just sand.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you do mention that though, because there's two major factors happening just in our world, which is so exciting. And I tell this to the team all the time. One, of course, AI, everything, and what a time in arguably this century that there's never been something else like this. Okay, number one. Number two is a boom time, and I know this within the comms people I talk to and such that comms is everything, and narrative is so strong. So what a time. Okay,
100%.
Alex, I know you're typing, so do we need to pause? Do we
No,
need
no,
to
no, no. I'm good. I was just
yeah.
trying to silence someone there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I know. I'm on the same thing. Okay. How about I've been asking this people on here too. And we could reframe it. It doesn't need to be like a hack, but just what's your like unlock, let's say. What's an unlock? Again, this year, something where you're like, oh gosh, I figured
Mm.
out how to do this. Here's the 7 steps.
I'll give you like my long term unlock and my short
Ooh.
term unlock.
Ooh, yes, let's do it.
So long term, I think the most underappreciated thing in life is your network. I think your network is your net worth, and the way to build network is I have a
Very
lot
true.
of young people asking me, or people just in general, like, hey, the one thing you're best at is just for somehow you're 1 degree away from everyone. How do you do that? I think the best way
Mm,
is if you don't ask, you don't get. So
that's
people
right.
should definitely push to meet new people,
Hmm.
cold, reach out cold,
Yeah,
ask
why
other
not?
people for intros,
Cold.
etc.,
Hmm.
and then offer people instantly something in value, but don't expect anything in return. But it always
Never.
swings back. Like
Hmm.
I always will connect someone, reconnect someone, find a way for someone to make money, etc. I
Yeah,
think
serve before
that
sell.
exactly. So
Yep.
that's long term hack. Short term
Good.
hack
Good hack.
is I'm really bad at saying no to things. So I've been working on
Hmm.
just being very aggressive about protecting my time and saying not immediately, maybe replying, not immediately, focused on everything at once, but like hyper prioritizing, protecting my time. I think that's been the short term hack.
Hmm. When
It's
did
really hard
when did you go, ooh, I need to work on this?
when stuff starts falling through the cracks.
Yeah, and you're like, oh crap. Yeah. Mm, mm. And is it your methodology? Is it now just pause before you respond, or is it give it 24 hours, for example? Or how are you navigating
No,
saying, like, a lot of people deal with
I
this.
write on the spot, like on the
Oh,
spot can decide if it's like, this isn't necessary ever. This is something that can wait 3 months. This is something that can wait 6 months, etc.
mm. Okay, so you give it like time bracketed.
Yeah.
Smart. Okay, I like that. A lot of people deal with this. And how do you say no? Because you want to say. And then there's the opposite too. I don't think it's necessarily for founders, but people who are more shy and maybe just they need to say yes more to just get them out there and get them into life. But that's usually not a founder's dilemma. So
Yeah.
there's that. Okay, what about? Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw this one out because I haven't asked this one in a while. Just your favorite emotion and why.
Mm. I mean, I have this philosophy that the things you're bad at, you're never going to be the best at. So those are the
Mm,
ones you
I agree.
delegate,
Yeah.
and the things you're best at, you should double down on. So
Double
for me,
down,
it's
go with
like
your gifts, as I say. Yeah.
my favorite feeling is probably energy, and I get energy from
Mhm.
people.
Ooh, okay.
So
You're an extrovert
yeah,
then.
I'm definitely an extrovert.
Yeah.
So energy is definitely my favorite emotion. So I try
Mhm.
to double down on that.
Huh. I haven't heard energy positioned
Excite. I mean,
as an
okay.
emotion.
All right. I'll make it an emotion. Excitement,
Okay.
which
Okay.
equals
Excitement.
energy. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. That's good. Mm. And you've always been an extrovert?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Same for me. Mine is a elitist extroversion, as I call it, which is like, oh, if I get to select who I'm around and I get to assemble that group and such, it's very energizing for me. It is a
So
drain when
you
you're
like
like,
putting people
oh God,
together.
I love gathering
Yeah.
people and selecting and curating and all that good stuff. And then that's super energizing. What is a drain for me, which is like anti-extroversion, you could say, is, oh gosh, this group. And I'm like, not with this group. And then
Mm.
I'm like, no. But I recalibrated to go like, oh no, I am an extrovert. It just has to be a very specific level of people,
Mhm.
especially if I get to gather them. So there's that. Okay. You know.
It's a good one.
Yeah. What's keeping you up otherwise at night, Alex?
I mean, this is just pertinent to I guess today, but we have a good problem within the business. Our technology works really well, which means now we need more capital to accelerate it. So capital is our limiting constraint. But the good thing is
Mm,
there's a lot of capital in the world today, and
capital.
it's all sitting dry and it's ready to be used. So I feel like we can now put it to good use, whereas historically we've tried to raise as little as we can. So
So
that's a nice
that has
milestone.
shifted, you feel, just in recent times, or especially this year, where you're like, okay, dry powder everywhere. Why don't we get some?
Yeah, but again, like you asked, what's keeping me up at night? Like our constraint right now is
It's
capital, so it's
capital.
easy to solve for, but that is the current constraint.
Mm, mm. So many people are in that position as founders. So that's good. I think that's good in this time because, yeah, there's a lot of dry powder and it's getting deployed. So
Yeah.
better than 2022 times 2024, even. Yeah, that's good. Alex, any last parting words, thoughts for those out there thinking about why we do
No,
this thing called venture backed founders,
if
venture backed
if
companies?
anyone wants to chat about deep tech or housing, always happy to do that.
Okay, there's a call out for you, Alex. Excellent. Alex, thanks for being on here. Thanks for
Yeah,
doing it right
thanks for
before
finding time.
Thanksgiving. Late
Yeah,
afternoon. Hey, we're here. We're rolling. Appreciate
No,
you.
you're an entrepreneur. If anyone's gonna be on a call, it's gonna be you.
It's exactly, and if anyone sends me an email tomorrow, it's definitely a founder. So I will be seeing that. I'll see a couple emails tomorrow too, I'm sure, but all
Yeah,
from founders.
and
Yeah,
in all seriousness, there's a path to working together. You just have to, we're very in our own lane, if that makes sense, of when we want to tell this really big thing, but the thing will be very big.
I'm here for it,
It's like
Alex.
five years in the coming. So
I'm here for it. I'm a long-term person, so great. Mm,
also
yeah,
next time you're passing through
yes.
Tribeca, let me know. We just made these really cool jackets.
Oh, you
Um,
got good swag?
do you know the YSL Letterman jacket?
Yes.
Okay, so our investor literally took that, sent it to our manufacturer in China, and said, "Make the same thing, but with a bunch of Kubi stuff on it."
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you want one, there's
I'm
exactly
coming
50
in
of each of
December,
everything.
hopefully. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm hitting
Yeah,
you up after this. Okay, gotta get my jacket. Gotta get my good swag.
yeah. But don't you have an office in New York?
Not anymore. We were gonna have
No.
one right before COVID, and then COVID happened, and everyone left New York. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Where's
now
your
it's
main?
great to
Do
do
you
it
guys have an office, or are you all remote?
all remote.
All
Yeah,
remote.
all
Hmm.
remote, and
I
it's
mean,
been
listen, if
going.
people like it, if your folks like it that way, I mean,
Oh,
it's
we
it's a
have
perk.
ballistically busy people, busy as in life and doing all the things in life. And it is a total, for us, hack of, of just like having being able to be remote because we have parents and everything. And so, yeah, it's a
No,
jam. Yeah.
unless you're building hardware or there's some need for you to be in person, I think, remote, so long as people kind of have that mentality of kill what you eat, is a massive
Yeah,
unlock.
big time.
So,
Alex, thanks again for
yeah,
being
thank
on.
you.
Happy
Enjoy your
holidays.
Thanksgiving, Beck. Thank you. We'll
Okay,
talk
we'll
soon.
see you.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.